fans love knockouts. Boxing fans, I mean, that's what they appreciate across the board. They love knockouts and they love excitement. And Gennady brings what he says a big drama show.
Maybe everybody and all the hype, he overlooking something. It might lead straight to a knockout. I only take one shot, change the whole world, change the whole fight.
I hope that Dominic is true to his word and comes to fight. If he does, we're going to see a heck of a fight for as long as it goes. 3 or 4 minutes or 3 or 4 rounds.
In a few minutes, you're about to throw another pitch. This is your third time doing it. Do you feel a little nervous, or do you think you got it by now?
No, I feel great. I feel like profi, I'm very excited.
Do you actually practice the pitch? Do you go and try to practice your technique, or you just go out there and not care, just throw the ball?
Sometimes I practice with my friends, No, I feel power. I don't feel my technical, just I feel power.
The last couple of years for Gennady and for me as a coach have been 2 years of involvement, 2 years of dealing with interviews, dealing with the fame, dealing with schedules that have to be worked around our training, and our training worked around those schedules. But that's the price you pay when you're at the top and when you're doing things that the public wants to see.
When we bring him to an event and they're like, oh, Triple G, there you are, Jake Gyllenhaal, great actor. We were on the red carpets at the ESPYs, and Jake comes up to Gennady and says, you're my favorite fighter. And it's just those are the type of things that didn't happen in the beginning when he wasn't that well known. Dale Earnhardt Jr., perfect example. He personally invited him to Fontana to a NASCAR race. And those are the type of things that happen now that Gennady's at the level that he's at.
All right, champ, the mount is yours.
When we do the walkthrough, we check the building, we check the arena, we look at all the different layouts of the rooms, of the dressing rooms, where the commission sets up, where the fighters are situated. Okay. Nur, dass du weißt, das wird der Doping-Controller, dann können wir, weil wir werden das abschließen von unserer Seite. Wir werden aufschließen, dann können wir direkt zur Doping gehen. Super? Okay. We check the arena, the ring walk, so we really make sure, where everything is, and so everyone knows where the different rooms are, which routes of the fighters getting into the arena, how Gennady pulls in, how he goes out. Really all the activities for both the weigh-in and for fight night. So the fighters come in, straight from there into the neutral corner here, straight into this. That'll be the HBO walk. Gennady will walk around here behind K and then in between L and M. Well, Gennady always likes to acknowledge his fans by walking around the floor of the arena. So it's kind of become his signature entrance, and the fans really appreciate that. So that's still on the plans for this fight.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Really want to thank the media for showing up. These events increasingly are of a global complexion. I think that the fighters themselves are owed all the credit in the world. It's them who toiled for years, often being unnoticed, often being undervalued, often being underesteemed, and now is their time to prove what they're made of.
Everyone out there, from the media to all the boxing critics, they don't give us much of a chance, but it's about 10 of us here who feel like we got a chance to turn the boxing world on its head. And we're gonna welcome that opportunity. And Saturday night, don't tell your wives you're coming home early, because you won't be going home early. It's gonna be a fight Saturday night.
ability, my whole work effort, you know what I mean? They put a little bad rap out a long time ago that I was lazy. I've never been lazy. If I was lazy, I would have never got to this point, period. Point blank, period. You can't get here if you've been lazy. So they just gonna see that. They're gonna see me.
When Gennady first came up, I think it was maybe a week, maybe 10 days when I caught him on the mitts and I thought, oh my goodness, what have we got here? Then is when my mind started to race on what I could do to mold this guy into what I wanted to mold him. Within a month, I was showing him a video of Julio Cesar Chavez and Edwin Rosario, and I promised him that if he gave me 3 years without interruptions, that I could make him that fighter. The difference would be that he could punch, and he was gonna start hurting guys in the body, and he was gonna be knocking guys out left and right. I made a list 1 through 12 on the board and left number 2 vacant, put Muhammad Ali at the top, and then went down with irrelevant fighters, 3, 4, 5, 6, of today and of yesterday. And I promised him that I would have him at number 2. He'd be the most avoided fighter. He'd be the fighter that nobody wanted to fight. He'd be the middleweight champion, undefeated, and he'd go down in history as one of the greatest middleweights. He looked at me like he didn't believe what I was saying. But now it's close to 6 years, and I don't think there's been a peep out of him. He does what I ask, and that makes it easy for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the official weigh-in for tomorrow night's big evening of World Championship Boxing right here at the Fabulous Forum.
Came down here to the weigh-ins today to support my good friend and training mate, Gennady Golovkin. I helped him get ready for his fights. I've been doing it for 3 years now. And yeah, I'm his main sparring partner, so I'm here to support him.
Dominic Wade, a perfect record. 18 fights, 18 victories, 12 by knockout. 159.6 pounds for Dominic Wade, the undefeated challenger from Maryland.
The key to Genna winning this fight, I think, would be him setting up the power shots with the jab. He's been doing it more and more. We saw with the Lemieux fight with the jab. Was excellent in that fight. And I think he's going to do that same thing here. He's going to use it, set it up, and end with a power shot.
Recognized as the 160-pound, undisputed, undefeated middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Triple G Golovkin!
I think that the most unique thing about Triple G's style is just how ferociously he goes after the knockout.
But what's more unique about him, he cares about his fans. He's a humble person. He's in it because he loves the game of boxing. It's not a business. He'll leave that to Canelo.
He has power in both hands, and he's the best at cutting off the ring.
He just maintains a good distance, and then he uses his jab. He jabs.
With one body shot, he could knock you down.
Brute force, pleasing the fans, and just being the best he can be in and out of the ring, of course.
159 pounds for the undefeated middleweight world champion, Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
He adapts to every fighter. I've seen him fight orthodox. He's got a lot of power in both hands. So far, I don't see anybody beating him, and I don't want to see that Canelo fight. I want to see that Canelo fight. Canelo! Triple G is calling you out, man.
Next for you.
Golovkin is like a lettuce, there's a lot of leaves. There's a lot of layers that we have to go through, and we saw a layer against Lemieux. Now, if Dominic does that, then we're going to see another layer because Gennady will approach the fight like Dominic does. If Dominic runs, and we're going to have to chase him. If Dominic comes to fight, then it's going to be the kind of fight that we're all going to enjoy.
Like Mike Tyson, before you fought Tyson, everybody was You're right. So now that when Holyfield told me, when I walked in the ring with Holyfield to fight Mike Tyson, he told me I'm gonna win this fight. I looked at him and said, we really gonna win? He said, we're gonna win this fight. fight for real. That same way Dominique Wade told me, we're gonna win the fight, no matter what. Whatever it takes. We'll be in there. We're gonna hang, we're gonna slug, we're gonna jab, we're gonna dance, we're gonna do what we gotta do. But I'm hungry, I want this win. It's the biggest fight of my life, and I want it.
When you just in there, I'm just focused straight on him. I ain't focused on the crowd and my team in my corner. That's about it. I ain't worried about the crowd. I ain't worried about everything. Other than that, you can put me in the ring right here, and I do it.
And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. LA, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Defending 160-pound, undisputed, undefeated middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Gennadiyevich Golovkin, Triple G.
Muchas gracias, my fans from California. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. And Kazakhstan, of course. Rahmet sizge.
Today we saw a little more unveiling of some of the things that he does in the gym. He wanted to attack today. He wanted to go after this guy. And then when it got too easy, he put his face out there again. You know, it just bugs the hell out of me, but there's nothing I can do about that.
Emmanuel Stewart used to always tell me, you don't know how good a fighter is when they're undefeated. They've never lost. You can't really measure that. They could always raise their level when they get pressed. And for Gennady to dominate an undefeated fighter like Dominic is mandatory in 2 rounds. That's a big statement.
Triple G hasn't beaten anyone yet that we would consider, would make him a great fighter. He's just annihilating that next tier. But he can't help it. He's fighting whoever they put in front of him.
He has goals himself. And one of the goals is to equal the great Bernard Hopkins. I mean, Bernard Hopkins is the last middleweight unified champion. He wants to equal that first. And then if he happens to win more defenses, that's even better for him. He has a hell of a lot of respect for Bernard and what he done. So to equal that mark would be something that nobody else has done.
Do you have anything you want to say to Canelo Alvarez, who has a fight with Amir Khan coming up in a couple of weeks?
Doesn't matter who wins, just give me my belt. Hey, I need my belt. I'm ready,